Hi, I'm Jesse Trushensky. I'm the Chief Science Officer for Riverence, the largest producer of farm trout in the Americas, and I'm also the lead for R&D initiatives in North America for the Norwegian company Steam.
I'm a veterinarian and I started working in aquaculture in Chile 16 years ago, working in the field on fish health and welfare through all the salmon production life cycles from freshwater to harvest. And my current position is Fish Health Manager at Merck Canada.
Hi, I'm Brittany Peachy. I'm the Senior Farm Manager at Hudson Valley Fisheries. We're a recirculating aquaculture system growing steelhead trout in Hudson, New York.
Hi, I'm Jenica Lowell Hawkins. I'm the Research Director for Ocean Era. We're a private company doing aquaculture research and development in Kona, Hawaii. What's my role in aquaculture? There has been a lot of them. I've been a production manager, a researcher, a grant writer. I was fortunate enough to serve as a contractor to NOAA's National Ocean Service, studying aquaculture's interactions with the marine environment for several years. I'm a tank scrubber, I am a human resources person, and I have been mama to a whole lot of baby fish.
There have been many things that inspired me to get involved in aquaculture and continue to inspire me to this day. But for me, it really all started when I was 8 years old and my parents took me to SeaWorld. After that, I was convinced I was going to be a marine biologist. Later on in college, when I was studying marine biology, I was introduced to aquaculture, and it was like the light bulb went off. Here was the career for me. I could use my strengths in biology and chemistry and math. I could work with fish, but I could also feed people. I could help conserve natural resources, and I felt I could really make a difference.
I love my career. I love the ocean and I also love seafood. Since I started to study veterinary medicine, I wanted to end up working in aquaculture. I worked as a summer student in saltwater fish farms and also in hatcheries. And I also had two role models that inspired me to shape my career. One was Dr. Enriquez, my professor at the university. His areas of investigations are diseases and immunology of aquatic animals. And my other role model was my uncle, Tito Astroza, who works in aquaculture in Chile. I have memories when I was 8 or 9 years old, visiting fish farms with him during our vacations.
I grew up in a farming community, and I've always had great respect for agricultural professions. When I took my undergrad, I had an aquatic biology class, and that really piqued my interest in fisheries and fisheries management. But then I had an oyster aquaculture internship at the Virginia Institute of Marine Science. And that's really when I decided I wanted to pursue a career in aquaculture.
What inspired me to get into aquaculture? Well, there's three things. First, I've always been an animal lover. I had more animal friends than people friends growing up. And if I wasn't working in aquaculture, I would be a veterinarian. I grew up in South Florida on the water, and I just always loved being in or around the ocean. And growing up where I did, I learned about and saw environmental degradation at a very young age. And I wanted to work with the ocean to protect it, and so people could enjoy it. I didn't want to be the last generation to see Goliath grouper on the reef. So if you put together animal lover, wanting to do marine conservation, and the love of the ocean and the desire to live on a tropical island, that pretty much hands you marine finfish aquaculture in a little box with a bow on it. I've been pursuing this career with gusto since I was about 17 years old.
There are lots of reasons to be excited about the future of aquaculture and inspired by aquaculture, because aquaculture isn't just one thing. Aquaculture is a way to produce food. It's a way to put more food on the table with a smaller carbon footprint and with less reliance on natural resources. That's really something to be excited about. Aquaculture is also a part of conservation activities. All of the hatcheries across the landscape that produce fish for creation of fishing opportunities, for supporting and supplementing wild fish populations, and for endangered and imperiled species recovery. Those are all really important things to be excited about. Aquaculture is also about having your very first pet and keeping an aquarium at home and learning to appreciate natural resources and aquatic resources that way. So aquaculture isn't just one thing, but it's lots of things to be excited about.
I want to continue being part of an activity that has significant potential in helping provide a healthy and sustainable protein for people. As a veterinarians, our role is really important to keep healthy fish and ensure high standards of welfare during production.
Aquaculture is a really exciting field to be in right now, especially because there's so much to learn and develop. And recirculating aquaculture, which is even a newer field within aquaculture, just the opportunity to create sustainable growth and to provide fresh, healthy fish to local markets while capturing our waste and upcycling it is really exciting. And the challenge of creating a full circle regenerative model of fish farming is inspiring and motivating for me.
What inspires me about the future of aquaculture? Well, I have a lot of hope. I have a lot of hope for humanity. Despite the environmental and societal crises that we are facing right now, I think we as a human species are generally getting better. We are moving towards greater unity, greater caring for each other. We're realizing what we're doing to the planet. Many people are working very hard to fix it. Aquaculture and farming in general brings you closer to the earth, and that's what we need to be able to thrive and to be able to nurture our planet while still being able to use the wonderful resources that she provides. Aquaculture is going to be an absolutely essential part of that now as it is, and also in the future.
My experience in aquaculture has been overwhelmingly positive. But in this career path or any other, you're likely to encounter at least some people that are less than supportive or maybe even downright abrasive. In those moments, I think it's really helpful to try to remember the words of Eleanor Roosevelt, who said that no one can make you feel inferior without your consent. That's easy advice to give. Sometimes it's hard advice to follow, but I think it can be really powerful to try to remember those words when you're dealing with difficult people.
I will say most of my classmates and professors at the university were men. That experience definitely set me up in the long run for working in a male-dominated field. Over the years as an aquaculture professional, I have met people from different countries who work in aquaculture. And it's been amazing to me see the increase in the number of women who have different roles in this activity. So I hope that trend continues increasing in the next years.
While I was getting my master's at Texas A&M, I had a lot of great support and mentorship from my advisor as well as my female and male lab mates. And so that environment of mutual support between people that came from all different backgrounds, I think really set me up well to work in aquaculture, in the aquaculture field. I've been really blessed also to work for Hudson Valley Fisheries, which has a great collaborative environment between everyone in leadership. And as a member of the board of directors for the U.S. Trout Farmers Association, it's been really encouraging and inspiring to see that half of that board is actually women in the industry, and to see that they're so knowledgeable and well respected that it just really gives me hope and for the future.
My experience as a woman in aquaculture has been absolutely fantastic. I was fortunate enough to have women mentors when I was in graduate school, so walking into the industry, I could model them, and I knew that women very much had a place. There aren't many women in management roles still, and certainly not in executive roles, and that's not just aquaculture, obviously across the board. So certainly there were times when I was the only woman at the table, but no one ever made me feel unwelcome. It was just the situation as it was. Certainly because I was the only woman, often I felt like I had something to prove. I did work extra hard. I played extra hard to show that I could hang with the guys. And perhaps because of that, I have been able to sustain myself in this industry and continue to grow in responsibility and always find work. There's been the occasional odd or inappropriate comment or gesture, but they've truly been far and few between. In my case, I've always felt very, very welcomed, and being a woman has not seemed to hinder me at all.
My advice to women in aquaculture, or women that are interested in this career path, is the same advice that I would give to any professional, and that is network, network, network. Virtually every professional opportunity I've had is because of a connection that I had. Someone I knew, someone that I met, someone whose work I was familiar with. By cultivating those networks, you're really cultivating a whole host of opportunities for yourself in your present and future career.
If you enjoy science, sustainability, if you enjoy the ocean, fish welfare, fish health, just to mention some of the areas, this is the job for you. There are always opportunities in different areas, and probably start as a summer student is a good way to better understand this industry.
For women that are looking to get into the aquaculture industry, I would say for every opportunity that you get, to be curious, ask as many questions as you can, learn as much as you can, skills and knowledge. There may be people that question your commitment or your ability in aquaculture, but just keep at it and keep going and prove them wrong. That's part of it. There are so many potential roles in the aquaculture industry that there's really a lot of options out there for anyone who's really willing to put the work in this really rewarding and challenging field.
My advice to women in aquaculture, or women thinking about getting into aquaculture: go for it. We need people of all types. Be reliable, work hard, show a little initiative, and you will go really far. Don't be scared to take time off to become a parent. A few years isn't a big deal in the span of a lifetime, and raising happy, healthy little humans is the most important thing we can do. Don't feel bad if there's a gap in your resume. Don't be scared to negotiate for better salary or benefits. If you don't ask, the answer is always going to be no. Be honest with yourself and with others. Be kind to yourself and to others. And have fun. As far as we know, this is the only life we've got, and so you might as well enjoy it.
Unfortunately, I don't have a good fish joke or fish pun that I can share with you. I've been trying to scale back.
My favorite fish pun is create your own fish pun. Don't leave it to someone else.
I don't have a fish pun or joke, but a quote that I've been kind of ruminating on recently is from Angela Duckworth, and that is, "Enthusiasm is common, endurance is rare."
My favorite fish joke or pun. I used to go to the beach to collect shellfish every day, but I had to stop once I pulled a muscle.